So Cordell, great to hear, a little bit about yourself, about the human behind the business. You have a lot going on, a lot of circles, but now you're scaling. So
It's very exciting. So I decided earlier this year on what I'm going to do with the business to take it to the next step and the next level. So I said I need to scale, and I need to scale outside the United States. So within the United States, we're getting into more cities up and down the East Coast and on the West Coast and the Midwest. And we already have, clients in the South, the West Coast and the Midwest and up and down the East Coast, but we're gaining more. And now we're looking into UK and Ireland and South Africa so that we can start to spread throughout the European and African continent. So over the years, I've made contacts through other ventures. So through food, I've made contacts with people in Europe, and I made contacts with people and on the continent of Africa. And through my foundation, I made a lot of contacts through people on the continent of Africa. I've met with the health minister of Tanzania. I met with the chief of staff of the president of Zanzibar. And so I met all these different people. I met one of the top designers on the entire continent in South Africa who dresses all the first ladies. And so building and cultivating those relationships. And so when I talk about the food, I start talking about my other ventures as well. Like I blend those in and say, okay, well, I also do this. Here's my social media. And I explain it in detail, like what's going on. And they're very fascinated by that. And I keep in communication with them, and we kind of collaborate on different things on whatever their professions are to keep those relationships going. And that is going to help me elevate and expand my brand into those other continents.
I love that. That's awesome. And Cordell, I mean, this question is important to me. Like, what do people trying to monetize their passion? What mistakes do they make typically, and how could they avoid those?
Some of the mistakes that they make is rushing. So you can't rush into anything. There's no such thing as a microwave solution for something that needs to be slow roasted, I always say. So
Yeah.
it's not quick. Like people jump into like, oh, I'm going to make all this money in like crypto, or I'm going to use AI and make all this money like tomorrow. Like that's not how that works. Like it's a journey. Like life is a whole journey. And so don't sprint, leisurely, like take your time, but work really hard, and do that. So if you want to really, go out there and make some money, be intentional, be authentic, and make sure that whatever you do, the quality level of it is top notch.
So always focus on the quality and the delivery and outcomes that you're delivering to your customers at the end of the
Yes.
day, right?
Yes.
Um, and you got to be differentiated, right? The Cordell brand comes through. So I love
Yes.
that. And Cordell, you've done some tremendous humanitarian work, cooking for refugees, underserved communities, global missions. Why is that piece so core to you?
It's really core to me because there are so many underserved people throughout the world. Like, for example, there's a couple villages in Uganda that I support, and, they're unknown to most of the world. And so, a young gentleman reached out to me. We got to know each other, and, being able to help them, basically creates other pathways for connections. And so I don't do it for connections. I do it to help people, but what it does is it breeds those connections. And we're basically a connected world. We're all humans and we're connected in some way. And so giving back helps with those genuine connections, and also getting just a thank you of gratitude of like all the work and all of the appreciation of, someone being able to eat now, or someone being able to get medicines, when they wouldn't be able to, has been really helpful. Like, with US aid and things like that like went away, we were able to pivot and keep things going in different countries and nations, which was really good because, a lot of people, they don't have that. And so I try to look for those small pockets throughout the world to like really try to help out in small ways. And that actually is big because they remember that, and especially the kids remember that. And as they grow up, it helps them to be stronger and more productive humans.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, during the holiday season, you got to think about those that are not as fortunate as you are. And, it's a tough world out there. So it's great that you're bringing that silver lining, right? You're bringing it, you're thinking it. So that's super important here. I love that. So Cordell, what's a moment or a story you could share maybe that's changed your worldview, that shifted your perspective?
I would say the first time I went to the continent of Africa. I went to Tanzania, the mainland, and I went to Zanzibar. And I went on a mission to go and to different orphanages to actually sit down and talk with the counselors and the children, and not talk to them about their struggles, but talk to them about their life, talk to them about their hopes and their dreams, talk to them about how they view and see the world. And when I was able to hear the different perspectives and conversations, that totally changed my entire worldview, because I lived a certain life. Like I grew up, I came up through poverty in the first part of my life, and I was able to dig myself out of it. But, some of these kids, they're like, in a position where it's even harder and it's like unimaginable. And so being able to have those conversations really shed some light on things and made me really think in different perspectives on what's really important in this world, and what we should be focused on and doing. Yes, let's make money and be successful, but let's also be more collaborative and try to help each other out and pull each other up for those who want to be pulled up.
Yeah. No, that's deep. And then I haven't tried a lightning round, but I feel like Cordell, you're gonna be good at this. We'll go quick, few questions here.
Okay.
Rapid fire. First things that come to your mind, just spit it out.
Okay.
So leadership in one word.
Resilience,
Most underrated skill in business.
writing,
Dish that tells people who you are.
jerk chicken.
Love that. What's your personal motto?
My personal motto is in one word or a sentence.
Sentence.
Okay. Um, and it's in one of my email signatures, my personal email signature. Each day I wake up, what is it? Okay, each day that I wake up, my goal is to end in success.
Take it one step at a time.
Yeah,
But and then one thing CEOs don't understand about hospitality.
I would say reality. Um,
Reality.
yeah,
Grounding, right? Grounding themselves. I feel it. Okay. Fair. We'll leave it at that, right?
yes.
Awesome, Cordell. And now, we're coming to the end of this year. You're looking at the following year. Kind of what goals do you have for yourself and what goals do you have for the business?
Yeah, so goals for the business, I'll start there, is the global expansion. So that's going to be paramount. I'm having lots of meetings with my team right now at the end of the year. I know it's the holidays, so I'm still snatching them like, hey, lots of training on everybody is required to do AI. So making sure that we are a leader in AI governance. And making sure that the business branding and the name is going to be known globally. Personally, I want to be able to meet more people and travel more and expand my foundation and be able to get started on my at least break ground on my school at some point, by at least by the end of the year. And I just released an app that's in the App Store, Google Play and Apple, for cybersecurity professionals. And I'm working on an agentic AI penetration tester as well, which hopefully will be done by the end of next year.
Amazing. That's exciting stuff. No shortage of things that you're working on over here. But
Not at all.
how are you? I mean, and this is coming kind of off the back, like how do you do everything? Like how do you prioritize your time, right? You walked a little bit through your day and how you kind of like disconnect a bit. With the disconnecting, there's only so many hours. So
Right.
how do you know what to spend, doing what in what hour during the day?
So I set deadlines for everything that I do. So whatever is the priority deadline is what comes first. And then when I take breaks, I run in the kitchen and I cook something sometimes. So then by the time the end of the day, dinner is ready because I've been prepping in between and all that. So then dinner is ready. So I'm not, because I don't eat fast food or anything like that. So, home cooked meal is done because I took the breaks, and then I prioritize all the other time, what I need to do by whatever is.
I love it. I love that. Look, it's been unreal. I have other questions, but we're out of time here. So look, Cardell, you're a machine. I mean, a rare example of someone who's bringing excellence, creativity, discipline, and heart really into a single package. So, for anyone listening who wants to learn more, hire you, partner with you, where can they find you?
They can find me on LinkedIn, Cordell Robinson or Brownstone Consulting Firm, Instagram, Brownstone Consulting Firm, and then I'll be creating an X and a Facebook account. Just haven't had a chance. There's not much traction on it, so I haven't really, but LinkedIn is like the biggest one. And then, of course, my website, www.bcf-us.com, and launching a site by early next week, www.
Amazing. You got it? Okay. Okay. Awesome. All right, Cardell. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time
Awesome.
here.
Thank you.